Hello, world. Thank you for joining us back at D&D Beyond as we continue to play House of Lament, the incredible adventure in Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which is available now on the D&D Beyond marketplace. I'm Joe Starr, the Dark Lord of Content here at D&D Beyond, and I am joined by my absolutely amazing team, Michael Galvis, Amy Dallin, and our community manager, Melly Doucette. If you're joining us for the first time, you can find us here right here on Twitch, doing cool stuff like building custom domains of dread with Taliesin from Critical Role every Tuesday and Thursday, or getting insight on how to build the perfect Ravenloft party with none other than the Black Dice Society. You do that here. Or if you want some insight on how to run the monsters of Ravenloft from the designers who made them, make sure you're subscribed right here on the D&D Beyond Twitch. Or if you happen to miss the live streams, check out those VODs over on our YouTube page. A lot of fun stuff. I think you guys will really, really enjoy it. Or, of course, we're publishing new articles daily to help enhance your game over at dndbeyond.com over the careful eye and tutelage of Michael Galvis. Thank you, Michael. We are super excited about this book, and it happened, guys. The only thing scarier than Ravenloft is my cursed earbuds that autoplay the U2 album that we still can't remove from Apple Music every couple minutes if I gesture too hard. Really setting the tone here. Guys, we're really excited about Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
The darkest domain of dread of all.
The absolute darkest domain. I was just about to say, Wes Schneider, you couldn't possibly outdo yourself on this book, but you left out the darkest domain of all. The U2 in my brain against my will domain. I am its Dark Lord, but thank you guys so much for creating this book, for creating this adventure. All that said, I think that's enough talk, and I think we are prepared to return to the House of Lament. The three of you had settled into the parlor and let sleep take you. Any questions that were asked of Van Richten were flatly ignored, quite frankly. Apparently a very serious man about bedtime. Although through the night, after sort of fits of restful sleep, Jacqueline, you find yourself awake. There's a sound you can't quite identify.
Am I the only one awake?
You do a quick scan. You're the only one in the room. It is also your bedroom from back home. Before the troubles really began, before your father passed.
Okay, I will get out of bed. Just like trying to place everything in my mind. Maybe like hoping
what
that
is that,
yeah,
what
okay,
does this room look
all...
like?
Oh, it is I mean it's simple, but it is nice. It is a part of a noble villa, so you know there's this nice 4-poster bed. There's a vanity. There's kind of this divider that blocks off a small, not a small, I guess. She is a half-orc, so it is a bathtub that can fit a half-orc, but it is modest. It's not outrageously fanciful. And there's also just like marble busts in just weird places, and they're very eccentric and weird because her father makes them, and he just has very weird tastes. There's not they're not just portraits, they're busts of people. There's weird animals and monsters and all that sort of thing. So she's going around the room and just I think she goes to touch them and just trying to see if they're real. Are they cold to the touch? Is this a dream or is this reality?
They do feel cold to the touch, and as you sort of are nervously walking to each one, there's that moment of tension. Is this what I need it to be? Is this what I want it to be? And it seems like every time it's okay. And as you're sort of doing your inspection of the room, taking in these familiar sights that you haven't seen in a little while, this mix of sort of dread for being here, but then also, the warm comforts of home, the familiarity of being in this place that you loved after so long. There's a knock at the door.
I'll straighten myself up, make sure that I look appropriate, and then go and answer the door.
Are you opening the door or just checking the door?
Oh yeah, opening the door. No fear. This is the good place.
This is your home.
Yeah.
Yeah, just froyo and it's the good place.
I totally trust it.
No, absolutely. There's no one at the door.
Do the little, peek around the corners thing.
Not only is there sort of no one in the longer hallway, as you look out, this hallway sort of like overlooking the grand sort of foyer of the villa, sort of overlooking the courtyard. There doesn't seem to be anyone. No servants, no family members, no guests. It's quiet.
I'll call out for people, but I'm also, I think, just as I'm doing that, I'm meandering towards my father's room. Or his workshop, I guess. I think his workshop, where he does his marble work.
Absolutely. As you make your way, what does sort of that journey look like? Are there any, sort of warm memories, key parts of the house that of the villa that you love? Jacqueline's made that trip so many times. Her relationship with her father was so tight.
Yeah, she passes through, she passes all of her, siblings' rooms. She has a number of siblings. They're all human. She's the only half-orc of the family. She passes them. She would normally, maybe stop and interact with them, but nobody seems to be there. Goes through sort of the ballroom where there's a piano, which she will often play, so she's passing it, just kind of bringing her finger over the lid along her way, as she then passes through past, kind of going past the kitchens, I would imagine. Again, usually a place that's bustling with activity, and downstairs into kind of a basement that was creepy to her as a kid, but just has warm memories as she continued to grow up, because that's where her father always was. It's the one person that she actually did trust, loved her completely.
As you make your way into his workshop, laid out, decorated, just the way you remember it, he's there. Your father. Pacing behind his desk like you've seen him pacing so many times, lost in thought.
Father?
You hear him sort of murmuring to himself and talking to himself. You can't quite make out the words that he's saying, but he doesn't respond to you.
I think I'd approach, and she wouldn't grab him, but she'd just sort of try to step into his path gently. Father, are you all right?
He looks troubled. He looks frustrated. Like there's an answer just on the tip of his tongue, on the edge of thought that he can't quite grasp. He turns to his side, facing you sideways, and looking at his desk, and he's looking over just all of these just different older books and scrolls that you can't really read or recognize. Runs his hands through his hair, folds his hands in frustration in front of his face, and is just pushing his forehead into his knuckles, but does not acknowledge you.
She'd approach, I just sort of like one hand on his arm, one on his shoulder, like just that comforting gesture of like, hey, I'm here. Father, what's the matter? What can I help you with?
He freezes almost at that touch and kind of like stiffens. Jacqueline?
Yes, it's
sort of
me.
Looks out at the distance, not directly at you, but Jacqueline. His arms just sort of like slowly, unsuredly, as if he's trying to hold something that he can't see. But you feel his arm sort of wrap around you. And that embrace is returned. Jacqueline, my Jacqueline.
I'm here. You're here. You're alive.
I'm alive. I'm alive.
It's
And as he holds you tighter and tighter, you feel sort of the warmth of that embrace. But then that squeeze continues, a strength that you're not used to from your father. You outgrew him fairly quickly, and you start to feel the push and sharp sort of push of nails, of claws onto your back.
Oh, stop you hurting me. That hurts.
And as you try to pull away, your father is gone. And it has you in its grasp. Jacqueline, will you roll for initiative?
Twice in a row. Okay. Oh no. It's gonna be a 5.
A 5?
I'm gonna die.
These just unseeing, kind of uncaring, inhuman eyes just like glowing. They're almost like all you can see. You're close. You feel that it doesn't breathe, but how is there so much just like hot breath and stench of rot just like hitting you forcefully into your skin as its head just like lunges forward, the jaws pulling open past the point of which a human's jaw should be able to open. As it tries to take a bite of you, Jacqueline.
Oh no.
Rolls a 17.
Yes, it is.
And as you feel those teeth sinking into your neck, the blood starting to pour, you start to feel your body go weak, which is not a feeling that Jacqueline Montag is used to. And as you start to feel just the life sort of just draining out of your eyes, out of your throat, you wake up.
Am I like I feel for blood for a wound immediately?
You don't feel any kind of blood or wound, but you do feel the cold air of the night. You are standing on a balcony overlooking the front of the house. You see Van Richten's carriage in the front.
How did I get here? Is there anybody else around, or it's just me?
It seems to be just you. The balcony is just entangled in ivy. Nature took over long ago. You do see there is a glass door that leads back into the house.
And does it seem clear to me that that's how I got here, that there'd probably be no other way that I would have gotten out here?
It seems like it, unless you are a hell of a climber.
Probably not. I'll turn back, and I feel like I'm not just going back, I'm trying to maybe like connect dots and retrace my steps as I go back. So I'm just like looking for anything that might tell me like, how did I get up here?
The only answer you see in front of you is that glass door.
Yeah, I'll go through it, and I haven't been up to the balcony of this house, so like
it's locked.
I'm gonna
Jacqueline.
try to figure out my way. Oh, it's locked. Of course, it's locked. course, Joe. Oh. Well, I mean, I just want to try to force it open.
Okay, so kind of a sort of a melee attack situation.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, I don't want to break it.
roll
I just want
damage?
to, yeah, I'm not trying to break
just
the
kinda
glass. I
trying
just
to-
want to
okay,
get the lock undone. Yeah.
Roll a strength check for me.
Okay. Oh, I'm not great at strength.
You're doing your best to sort of work with this lock, trying to be very cognizant of the fact that you're trying not to do actual damage to the house, but the door is just not giving. It seems to be bolted from the inside.
Okay, it's fine. I'll look and see if there's, like a gable or ivy or something. I don't feel comfortable climbing, but I also, I don't know what else to do, so I'm just gonna look and see if that's an option.
As you're looking around, you sort of double check, a possible exterior escape route. And the next time you glance at the door, there's a silhouette on the other side of it.
I mean, I guess my first assumption would be that it's somebody I've met before, so I will, approach the door and try to, get sight of them, I'll knock on it, try to get their attention.
You hear the sort of clawing scrape of a long unused lock sliding open. You sort of see the tension of a long unused door that probably has not been opened in years push past the rust and disuse as the door forces open just enough for you to be able to take hold of it and open it yourself.
I mean, I will.
You pull open the door. It's not a smooth open anymore. It almost takes two hands. You just sort of slowly pull this door across the balcony. And your eyes meet those of Erasmus, the young man who you met yesterday. What are you...
Hello.
What are you doing here? I thought all of you were in the parlor. How did you get out here?
Yes. I just needed a quick nip of air, and I saw the balcony from outside, and
Sure.
I guess the door must have locked behind me.
Sorry, that door must have locked behind you.
Yes,
You good? Are you okay?
Yes, we should go back down to the parlor. After you.
Yeah, no, certainly. And will you also please note, Jacqueline, that you have a point of stress?
I do.
So you enter this... And you too. You enter this this darkened room. This looks like an office. There's very sturdy, old-fashioned shelves. There's a desk carved. It actually, for a moment, reminds you of your father's house and the bust that he used to do, because the desk is actually carved on all four sides. There are these various reclining and almost relaxing satyrs that make up each leg of the desk. The chair is high backed. It's turned away, not facing you. And it's up to you. Would you like to look around and explore a little bit, or do you want to get out?
No, I think that Jacqueline would like to follow Erasmus to figure out where to get to the parlor, because she doesn't know. So I'm gonna just continue to the parlor.
Excellent. So Erasmus sort of leads you out of the office into this hallway. Are you sure you're all right? It just... How'd you get up here?
I just walked. Sorry, I didn't realize it was off limits. Apologies.
Well, I mean,
will,
not off limits. I mean, I guess it's all off limits. None of us are supposed to be here, but... Look, I'm trying to do a little bit of work for my father, and he sort of walks you to the other end of the office and opens a door that leads to the hallway, and he's just like, left, and left again, and you'll see the foyer. You good?
Well, yes, of course I know that I got up here, but Erasmus, you said that none of us are supposed to be here. I thought that you and your father were doing work here.
I mean, we are, but there's folks hiring you. And then there's whether this place wants us here, you know?
Right. So I take it then you believe in all of this haunted ghosts, mumbo jumbo and all that?
I think, we've seen too much to not at this point.
I've seen things too. Parlor tricks, though. Have you seen anything real? I think...
Well...
hauntings are just our minds playing tricks on us.
Well, hey, I hope you're right. Ms. Montag. I hope you're right.
I'm sure I am.
Now,
thank you.
2 lefts and straight to the parlor, okay?
Yes, thank you. And I will.
All right.
2 lefts, straight to the parlor.
As you head down to the end of the hallway before your first left, Ms. Montag?
Yes, Erasmus.
Next time you need some night air, just ask for an escort. It's safer that way.
Noted, thank you.
As you make your 2 lefts, and you make your first left. You make your second left.
Mm-hmm.
And as you come around to the foyer, you come face to face. The eyes of this just grimacing, angry, violent-looking eagle staring at you.
Like a living eagle or like a statue eagle?
It takes a moment. It's a statue. It's the tall statue in the foyer. And just as an above game note, last week I couldn't find my map of the house for the life of me when you guys actually entered the house, and couldn't remember if it was a gargoyle or an eagle with antlers. And how could you forget that it's an eagle with antlers?
Oh, good.
You look over the, you sort of start and sort of take yourself aback. And looking down, Van Richten himself stands in the foyer. And Eli, Rip, I'll leave it up to you whether you're also sort of standing in the foyer, if you're still in the parlor.
Eli is dead asleep at this moment. He's under just like a thin blanket. He's got one foot stretched out with a dirty sock halfway off his foot. He fell asleep by the window, and before falling asleep had kind of spent some time just looking out and seemed to be deep in thought before eventually passing out.
Rip is awake.
I love him. Rip? Okay.
What time is it, roughly?
Or
how long ago did we...
It's probably right now about 6:30 to 7 in the morning.
Rip is awake and has sort of taken a cursory look around the parlor and the foyer, but not tried to venture anywhere else yet, and then focused on trying to put together a little breakfast out of her pack, and sort of see if there's anything else around, but be prepared to make little ration bundles, little hardtack bundles for my friends.
Love it. So as you are, you're sort of doing your circle and kind of absentmindedly making your Lunchables, which is adorable. You're taking a better look at the parlor. There's dozens of faded portraits, across the walls of the parlor, it didn't take you too long to realize. Say again?
Is there any pattern to the portraits, like members of one family or?
Well, it didn't take you long, although you're not quite sure who all of these people are yet. It didn't take you long to realize that their eyes are all fixed on a circular table that's in the center of the parlor. It is, in fact, where Van Richten had been seated as the group had come in. At the center of the circular table, there is a very ornate-looking, old-fashioned, antique, what looks to be a spirit board, which the moment that you sort of tried to mess with it, Van Richten very sternly told you not to touch it. So as you are bundling your meals, Van Richten is staring up at Jacqueline with an air of disapproval and a very obvious sense of irritation. Ms. Montag, if you would be so kind to rejoin the group.
Of course. Sorry, just getting a bit of air. Good morning.
As you come down the stairs, maybe kind of glancing a few times up at the eagle. He just sort of watches you the entire way down. Ms. Montag, I understand that based on our current relationship, you do not work for me. However, I would ask that you do not wander the grounds without us.
Is that so? From what I understand, you're not necessarily supposed to be here, so I think I will wander where I choose.
And who told you that?
Thank you. No. Just a friend.
And he kind of gives you this...
the artistry of the bird. It's very realistic.
Indeed. He just sort of gives a very sort of faux courteous gesture to the woman who will wander as she pleases back into the parlor.
I'll hand you a little bundle. It's just sort of a crumbly biscuit with some indefinable paste on it.
Thank you very much.
Find anything good in your ramble?
There's a lovely view out from the balcony, and quite a lovely office. Very nice desk, but otherwise not so much. How is your rest?
Got enough. Could use a good hammock in here, but...
Yes, definitely. Not
rouse the little one?
I suppose we should. Van Richten seems very impatient.
And I look right at him and raise one eyebrow and give him one of my bundles.
Van Richten? He just, as you are offering it out, he just sort of almost instinctively just holds out a hand, and you just sort of place it, and he's just sort of eyeing it and sort of gives you one raised eyebrow, But he opens his coat and places it in an interior pocket.
For later. Could come in handy.
I will go and prod Eli gently.
He would wake up with the start. No, not again!
Eli,
sorry.
are you all right?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I think I just had a bad dream. Oh, what time is it?
Time to be about the
Time, I
work of the
think.
ship.
Is the sun even up? Oh gosh. Oh, my back. Oh, gosh. Sometimes I think it just feels like I'm an old man. You know, sleeping on the floor. Outdoors kind of wrecks you. That's what my dad used to say. We used to go camping a lot. I'm sorry. Oh, geez. Oh,
Eli,
and he's
sorry.
just gonna start like packing his things up.
Does your father know you're here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he knows. Yeah. The recruiters for the Kids Have Spirit Camp, they came by and, well, they brought a brochure and everything. He was there when we signed up.
He was okay with you wandering in desolate woods alone?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all part of the training. You know, we learn to live outdoors, just like adventurers do. And once I get my explorer's badge, you know, maybe I'll get to work under an adventurer, like maybe you or Rip.
I'm no adventurer.
I've seen cabin boys about your age do it pretty well, but you will have to learn to sleep on hard floors occasionally. And I'm gonna hand you a little bundle. It's a Krabby Biscuit with indefinable paste.
Oh, I'm not hungry. I don't. Never. I'm sorry. That was rude. And he'll just kind of pack it.
Never met a cabin boy who wasn't hungry at 6 or 7 a.m.
I don't know.
If it makes you comfortable, I will see to returning the boy to his family once our business is concluded.
I look at Eli. How do you respond to that?
I mean, I could find my way back. I'm sure I would. I mean, it was just a turn.
I have no doubt.
Well, if he doesn't want to ride, I certainly would take one. It's quite a long walk. So, what is it
Very
that you're
well.
doing here, Van Richten?
Now that our company is assembled, I shall detail to you the work at hand. A great fortress once stood here, the Castle Lament. Now, most of the information I have gathered on the castle and the surrounding region at the time was from the archives in Borca. There are conflicting accounts and a frustrating lack of details. But what I do understand is that after a major confrontation, the castle was abandoned and fell into ruin, as did the surrounding community, as the local nobility could not stand without castle events, and soon fell apart. Some say there was a great betrayal in a battle, and still others say that the family Levents lost this land due to foolish pride. I'm not here to pass a judgment either way. I come into this story because Lauren Halfrist, the successful merchant, purchased this land and built this manor home, incorporating the tower you saw upon arrival, which is the last structure of the castle left standing. It is our charter to discover the fate of the Halfrist family, who have since disappeared. And I suggest you proceed with caution. This house has a reputation for attracting the dead, and for attracting the unknowable.
When you say attracting the dead, what is it that you mean? Ghosts?
Surely I simply mean parlor tricks, Ms. Montag. Therefore you have nothing to be concerned about. I propose this. We shall take this first day to explore the first floor. Find what you can. Anything that relates to the disappearance of the Halfrist family. It will give me time to focus and prepare for this evening's events.
We
Events.
attended a ball. What?
Of sorts, my friend. We aim to speak with the dead. If there are any what would speak with us.
I had a few words with the dead on the way here, and I'm not eager to do it again.
Nor am I, my friend, so you're in good company there. Young man, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach in my pack, and pull out the planchette, and I reach it out. There's this, pancetta or something that we found. And
Planchette?
I'm gonna walk over to the spirit board, the planchette, and I'll just place it by the spirit board.
And Richten's eyes follow. He looks fascinated the moment that he sees it. Where did you get that?
And Eli's just gonna kind of fiddle with the spirit board, like he'll just spell out hello, just kind of enamored by this strange toy.
Rip, will you roll a perception check?
Yeah. I pulled it out of a there was this skeleton. It's a 10.
Not sure which one of us you had directed that to, sorry.
Both of you works. Eli, as you're talking, you don't notice anything. You're kind of just in like kid world, like telling this, sort of trying to get through the story. Rip, you've noticed a definite change in Van Richten, especially the moment that Eli sort of started messing with the board. He kind of stiffens as if he's like bracing and fully expecting something to happen. Eli, continue. I apologize.
Yeah, and I mean, there were skeletons and I don't know, they attacked us or something. And I used my sling. I don't know if you guys saw, but I went boom. It's just this really cool magic trick that I learned. And then he looks back at the spirit board and just kind of like, and he just kind of like tosses the planchette aside. Like, I don't think anything's happening.
Eli. And Van Richten actually offers an arm out to you. Might I have a word?
Yeah, sure. Just kind of tidy myself up a little bit, straighten my shirt, and I'll follow him.
Van Richten kind of just takes you to a corner of the parlor, not actually out of earshot of Jacqueline and Rip, but like enough of an earshot that like someone Eli's age would probably think this is kind of cool and kind of a big deal. And Rip, Jacqueline, you see something fairly interesting. All of a sudden there's like a bit of a warmth and a fondness to Van Richten's body language, and he actually gets down on one knee, his hands on Eli's shoulders. And he glances at the two of you and then glances at Eli as if to kind of signal to Eli, like, this is an important sort of conversation that stays between us. Young man, hearing what you did to those skeletons, you're very brave, aren't you?
I am. And I'm great at getting around. I get lost sometimes, but I find my way. And I have great leadership skills, and I can start my own fire and go fishing. Just tell me what I need to do for the badge, and I'll do it. I'm ready to explore this. Ghosts, I don't know about that, but I'm ready.
What I need from you, Eli, is to be brave and to keep your companions safe. Can you do that? Can you protect them and keep them safe?
Absolutely. I've got some tricks up my sleeve. Any bad guys, they won't see it coming.
I don't think that they will. Very well. And he kind of gives you like a nice like clap on the shoulders and rises back to his full height. I believe it's decided. The three of you will begin your exploration of the first floor of the house, report back your findings, and be here and return this evening.
Let's do it. Oh, before we go. All right. And Eli will kind of go into a speech like, okay, so when we're exploring, I don't know how big this house is, but it's very important. Let's see. Rip, you seem kind of strong, so maybe you should be in the front, and Jacqueline, you could be behind me. I can guard you. And then he kind of just like keeps going over and over, like, oh, and then we could do this, and watch out for open doors. And I will use I have a feat for this. It is the Inspiring Leader feat. So I'm going to spend 10 minutes inspiring you guys, and we'll each gain 4 temporary hit points.
Nice.
I love everything about that.
And I'd also just like to say, Jacqueline, for suffering through everything with such grace, Rip for the amazing choice of making everybody tiny lunches, and Eli for making really great use of that feat. I'd also like to each of you mark on your character sheet inspiration. So at any time you fail a roll, feel free to re-roll it.
Sweet.
Just once.
Just once. All right. Well, I am prepared to follow Eli.
I find myself oddly charmed by the little one running around trying to get us all shipshape. So I just sort of go along with a good plan. As we sort of bundle our stuff up and get ready. Because a job's a job, and this may be strange, but you both had my back when we were outside, so I will just lean over to look. Eli, I don't know what that thing in the middle of the room is, but Van Richten looked very unsettled when you touched it. So let's try to figure out a little more before we go messing with it again, okay?
Sure, but Jacqueline said that it's all just parlor tricks, so I thought I might kind of make fun.
I used to think so, but I'm not so sure. But we'll be fine. We're gonna be just fine in here.
Yeah, we got this. I mean, there's 3 of us. It's just a house.
Exactly. Just a house.
Quick question. So sorry.
Yeah.
We could.
You mentioned, Van Richten mentioned Borka. Have I ever heard of Borka?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I have. So just a house. Well, let's do this in an organized fashion, room by room. See if we can find anything of interest. Lead the way.
Sure. Well, I kind of thought that maybe Rip could be in front because, well, I could shoot over your head because you're so. Well.
A convenient arrangement. Work to your strengths. And I head out the door.
So Rip, you lead the way.
Where did I just go?
Oh, you walked back into the foyer. So, in addition to the stairs that Jacqueline had just been exploring, to your immediate right, there is a doorway that looks to lead to a hall. There is the front entrance to the house that leads to the rather sizable wraparound porch, which is where you entered the house initially. And then to the right of the front door, there is a shut door. And then to the left of the front door, there is a shut door. I leave it to you where to go.
Port or starboard?
I have no idea what that means.
Would you like the right door or the left one?
Father always said she's left first, so...
Port it is. I'm gonna push open that first door.
Okay, that door to the just so I'm the door that's to like the left of the main door of the house.
Left of the front door.
Cool, perfect. The three of you walk into what looks to be a sitting room. It is a bizarrely decorated place, just very eclectic pieces from all different kind of styles and various time periods and regions. None of it really fits together. It's all sort of very bizarre looking. There's a couple of what were possibly once comfortable looking chairs, obviously now very caked in sort of dust and dirt. The light coming in from the foyer sort of like dancing across the room for what might be the first time in a long time. And that heavy smell of like must and moth-eaten fabric hits your noses as you enter.
It's quite interesting collection. I'm just going to kind of scan and look for anything that stands out as particularly interesting or maybe rare.
Sure, roll an investigation check for me, please.
Sure. It's a 15, but I have a stress, so it's -1, so 14.
Okay. So as you're kind of looking around this sitting room, it's surprisingly like sparsely. It's a lot of fluff and not a ton of substance. There's a lot of just sort of random like tchotchkes everywhere. But in terms of books and things like that, it's actually a fairly sparse room. You do find, after a few minutes of sort of looking around, what looks to be a sealed liquor bottle sitting on a bookshelf.
Can I tell what kind it is? Is it anything I'd recognize?
As you take it and sort of investigating it, will you please roll a perception check? Perception.
Sure. Yeah.
Roll initiative again, Melly.
Oh no! Cool. I got a 6 for perception.
No. You don't have to roll initiative. Sorry, you don't actually have to roll initiative.
I bought it. Okay. Anyways, a 6 for perception. So I'm not very perceptive. I think like
you have
part of it.
You have no idea. You can tell the bottle's never been opened, but you have no idea. Like the label is long gone, and you can't. It's like a green glass, so it's hard to really even tell what the liquid is, what color the liquid inside is.
What you got there?
Just a bottle of something someone left behind. Can't tell exactly what it is. Should I open
See
Could
some
be
definite
good.
upsides.
All right. I feel like in my like nobles pack, I feel like a corkscrew. That should be something that I have in there. Gotta open bottles of
That
wine.
tracks. Mm-hmm. No, that tracks.
Excellent. So yeah, I will pull out a little, a very like fancy looking, corkscrew. It's got the family crest on it, and I'll pull that out and try to pop open this bottle.
Great. It
And
takes
I'm not scared at all.
It takes a moment of doing, but you're able to pop open the bottle, and the door slams shut.
Maybe was the front door open? A breeze.
I'm gonna walk over and check the door.
When you say check the door, what do you mean?
Try to open it.
It opens. Normally, like a door.
Eli's going to walk over. Did you say there was a bookcase here?
Yeah, there are a few sort of like built-ins that are built into the walls, and they all just sort of have like random, just like kind of eclectic little pieces of decor and stuff on them.
He will turn to Jacqueline and say, I've read some books before. Sometimes people will have a false bookcase, stuff behind. Maybe there was a draft. And I'd like to just check the first bookcase that's nearest to me to see if there's any like draft or any gap.
Yeah.
Sure. Roll an investigation check for me.
Seven. I'm going to use my inspiration. I know it's early, but I'm going to use it.
Do it.
18.
You got this, Eli.
Okay. As you are sort of investigating this built-in shelf, there is a shelf. It's just Eli has to sort of almost like stand on his tiptoes to reach it, but you find the shelf that like has like a little bit of give to it, as if like maybe you can't quite get a sense of, maybe it's just like, well, you're a kid, you wouldn't be like, oh yes, the wood's rotting. You find there's a shelf a little bit above you that's just not quite as sturdy as the others.
The wood is rotting, guys. Hey Rip, come get on my shoulders. Maybe you could reach this.
Happily. Does he look strong enough to support me?
I got maybe.
We can find out. You want to roll a strength check, buddy?
Drag a little table over, or no, let's go with this. We're climbing. I'm climbing.
18.
Ooh.
He's a sturdy kid. You're very dubious, but sort of describe how this succeeds.
Make me a little saddle to step into.
Yeah. Then you can get on my shoulders.
I will, clambering easily from one leg onto the shoulders, I will just treat my young friend Eli, as I so many times before have clambered across rigging. That is basically second nature to me at this point. So I scale upwards with one hand supporting with one leg on your shoulder and reaching up on the other hand with one of the sturdier looking parts of the bookshelf to sort of peek at this mysterious shelf.
It looks it doesn't look really all that crazy or special. There's nothing that stands out to you about it, other than the fact that when you sort of touch a little bit, it pulls a little bit.
Not doing well, but not a passage anywhere. Just curious, when we're talking hasn't been disturbed in a while, if I had to guess, would I say weeks, months, or centuries in this room? Like, can I drag my finger along the dirt someplace?
Yes.
While I'm up here on this undisturbed top shelf. What am I getting? Not an archaeologist, so I'll only be so precise.
So as you are dragging your finger across the shelf buckles and gives at the center. Starts to pull out from the wall. Will you both please roll a dexterity check?
Straight dex check or saving
while
throw?
this
Saving throw.
While this has been happening, I'm not really paying attention to what they're doing. I'm looking for glasses that I might be able to pour this into.
Well done, well done.
Oh
Roll
no!
an investigation for me. Okay, how'd we do here?
9.
9 and an 8. Okay. The built-in shelf just starts to crumble completely, and just pieces of wood and plaster start to fall forward and just crumble around the both of you. Both of you just fall. Rip, obviously, it's a bit of a higher drop for you as you hit your back, and Eli kind of like falls on his butt as all this stuff starts to pull forward and fall. You know, just like little pieces of decor and stuff falling. But then, Rip, the thing that really is falling towards you is these two hands, just like fingers outstretched, gripping, almost like going through your throat. And as the hands wrap around your throat, the three of you just hear a voice roar out, "Traitor!" And then they're gone.
I can't find glasses anywhere.
Oh, all three of you heard that.
Okay.
Did you see?
Who said that?
Someone just tried to choke me.
Are you sure?
There'll be none of that!
It must have been whoever closed the door. And maybe there's something in the walls, like secret passages or something.
Maybe the Van Richtens are playing some sort of trick on us. Locking us out on balconies, hiding behind shelves, closing doors on us.
And almost on
locked you
cue,
out?
he's at the door. What was that?
You, I assume.
What is that? What was what? My compatriots here were attacked, it seems.
Were you? What happened?
Hands from the wall. You'd think.
Interesting. Was anyone hurt?
Look at Eli.
No,
All right.
no. I'm fine. Yeah.
I bumped my head a little coming up from the cabinet, but...
Very well, then. And he sort of glances to Jacqueline. After you've completed happy hour, please resume your exploration of the house, and please leave it intact. And he
Why
sort of
haven't
starts
you
to
already
spin
been through
around
here?
to... I'm sorry?
Why haven't you already been through here? Why leave us all the fun stuff?
Because the fun stuff is what you were hired to do, sailor. I leave you to it. And he sort of heads back into the foyer and back towards the parlor.
Told me to be brave. I got spooked, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for dropping you, Rip. I won't do it again.
I was already fallen. You were great. But
can
be
I just-
careful in here.
Can I just give this bottle a sniff? Like, does it actually smell like it's some kind of alcohol? Does it smell like, maybe it's a hallucinogen or something? Because Jacqueline's not believing that just happened, so...
Sure. It's actually a fairly robust smelling red wine.
It's not. I'll take a sip of it.
Great. It it actually tastes surprisingly good. This has been sitting there doing what wine does for a pretty long time. You get the sense that a bottle like this would go for quite a bit. to the right buyer.
I will savor the taste because it's been a while since I've had good wine, but then I will offer it to Rip. Couldn't find any glasses, but
No need, I'll swipe it out of your hands. Swig!
also. Are there any doors out of this room other than where we came in from?
Can we leave, please? Yes, there are two doors. There is a door just past where the built-in shelves collapsed, and there is a door just across from the door that you entered into, where you discovered the bottle of wine.
What do we think? If somebody did attack you and they ran away, they would have gone through the door by the shelf.
I think we should check that one then.
All right.
One more swig and I'll hand it back. Good stuff.
And as you take your swig, Rip, you feel the full taste of the wine, and that the aromatics hit the nose. But then they're followed by a sharp smell of seawater, of sea air. And as quickly as it hits your senses, it passes. Shall we move on?
Good stuff. Let's go.
Yes.
Here, let me just check this door before we open it. Maybe I'm just being a little too cautious, but I mean, if you saw someone grab you, maybe they kind of did something to the door.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good idea.
I'd like to just kind of do a cursory investigation of the door, just kind of checking like where the doorknob is, like that little slit between the frame and the door itself.
Yeah, please do a perception check.
Natural 20 for a 19.
Well, son of a bitch. It's
And that means we're going to give away a book in chat of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. So the mods will get that set up, but definitely enter that giveaway. We didn't get to do one last week, so yay.
wow, a domain of deals. Look at that.
The greatest
also,
deal is the U2 album, which is free.
Right? Yeah. Ugh. Just as a side note, I pitched Domain of Deals for our spring sale and was soundly rejected. Thanks, marketing.
They don't know
Eli.
what they're missing.
It could be a domain of deals in our hearts.
So, Eli, as you're sort of looking at the door, it's just kind of as dust coated as the rest of the home. It's painted in these really sort of this deep dark, almost slate blue. The paint is starting to wear on the edges here and there. The actual door has all these sort of very like ornate patterns carved into it. Very gaudy and a little ostentatious, as someone who had the money to build a house like this would probably make their doors. The doorknob is actually a lion's head. It seems very solid, very expensive, possibly actually just made of gold. It's very sort of ornate, very detailed. What exactly are you trying to discover about the door? Just like its openability, its general like...
I'm just trying to make sure there isn't some sort of like simple trap as part of it. As
Gotcha.
part of my training in the Scouts, we have
Absolutely. Yeah, your check for traps badge comes in handy, as did the natural 20. It doesn't look like there's any catch to this door. In this case, a door is a door.
Okay, I will open it and hold it open for Rip. Say it's safe.
Once done checking, I'll go ahead and get the doors, just in case, but thank you. Hmm? And I'll follow you through. Or go through, rather. You're standing there.
You find yourselves in another hallway. The walls are lined with these broken picture frames that no longer have pictures in them. There's a rug that runs the entire length of the hallway with these very specific, very small, packed-in geometric patterns that actually you find yourself having to kind of look away from because they actually give you the spins a little bit, Rip. And this is you're a person who's very used to being able to fight off and ignore feelings like that.
What happened to the picture frames? Or to the portrait?
There's nothing in the hallway. There's no trace of any kind of paintings or portraits that would have been there. Just these broken pieces of ornate frame in various states of disarray, hanging, sometimes crooked, from the walls. There is a door immediately to your right. There are 2 doors to the left and the right at the end of the hallway, and a door directly across from you at the end of the hallway, staring back at the 3 of you.
So many choices.
Are all the doors of the same design?
More or less. They're all sort of that same, like they have these ornate carvings sort of in them. You sort of glance at the door directly to your right, and it actually, instead of a lion, there's the head of an owlbear carved into the gold of the doorknob. But the others are a little further down the hallway, so you can't quite see them.
Shall we go towards the one on the left on the other end for your dad's sake, or check the one that's right here?
Well, I'm always in favor of starting with the left, but whatever you all prefer.
Turn to Eli.
Sure.
Kid, you want to break the tie?
I look between you and Jacqueline. Let's do the left.
Good lad.
We'll pass the one with the owlbear and head towards the end of the hallway to look at the door that's on the left.
Great. This is actually a double door that there are 2 knobs in the center. Actually, 2 hawk heads that are actually looking at each other, a matching pair. So these doors would open from the middle and sort of open inwards.
You want me to take a look?
Opening them?
Let's give him the once over.
All right. This time I'm going to be a little quicker about it. Not as detailed.
Okay. Would you like to roll perception check?
Yes. Come on, another nat 20. Come on. 16.
Okay, a 16. You sort of give these, a quick once-over, and to the best that you can tell, these doors are okay, and they are just doors.
All right. I will open them, and I'll turn and say, maybe we don't have to worry about the doors.
Seem alright so far.
Alright, let's see what we get.
Three of you enter what is unmistakably a ballroom. Broken boards mar the web-like design worked into the wooden floor. There's a short stage for long-departed musicians standing at the room's far end, overlooked by these beautifully ornate but cracked stained glass windows.
Are there any instruments left behind?
It looks fairly empty. The stage looks fairly clear.
This is your sort of place, Jacqueline. Miss Montag.
Yes, it is. It reminds me of home a little bit, but ours is nicer, I think. Might be the broken glass and the lack of instruments and people, but I do think ours is better. Nothing seems interesting, though, so should we carry on?
I will give you a simple choice, my misguided knights. This hollow, mocking-sounded voice reaches the three of you, echoing through the ballroom as if it's from far off. A simple choice. You can join Lady Silvra, and I'll entomb you all within my fortress's walls, or forsake your commander, bear witness to her execution, and then walk free to tell all of Dranzorg's justice, to tell all of my justice. My mercy knows but a moment, friends. Choose, and choose now. And having heard that choice, Eli, I would ask you how you would respond. Join the lady.
I'll pull out my sling. Just looking about. You can't mess with us. It isn't very nice what you did to Rip. Just come out and apologize.
Rip, how do you respond to the choice given?
Almost to look around at my companions before I commit us, I just start shouting back, "We owe none allegiance. We will witness."
Jacqueline, how do you respond to the choice given?
Do I recognize either of those names, Silvra or Dranzorg?
Will you roll? 1 second. What do I want you to roll? This would be an Arcana check. Or no, actually a history check. Roll a history check for me.
Sounds good. Okay, it's a 19 minus 1 for my stress, so an 18.
So when Van Richten was sort of giving his briefing earlier, ever since, some of the names, some of the story has just sort of been prickling and sort of like percolating in the back of your mind. And you realize, hearing whatever this voice is, that you recognize the name Silvra. You recognize the name Dranzorg. And these pieces sort of start to come together in your head, little pieces. This Dranzorg was a warlord who actually ravaged this countryside and claimed this castle for his own. This castle belonged to Silvra, who rode out to reclaim it. The odd thing is that when you are recalling these pieces of information, the context that you remember them in is your father's voice. A story that at some point, sort of beyond actual memory, he has told you. How do you respond to the choice given?
I believe my blood speaks for itself.
I need the three of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. That is my third natural one today.
And I got a nat 20!
Yeah! Giveaway in the chat!
I got
For
a
a
9.
21 total for me.
Eli got a 9.
Technically I have a 0 because I have a -1 for my stress.
This is true. How did you screw up that badly? One moment. Rip, you watch as your two companions are dropped to their knees, their fingers and hands just like pushing into the sides of their head, as if some outside force is just like smashing into their skull. You hear Eli and Jacqueline both crying out in pain. Eli, Jacqueline, this just searing, just like almost sensation of burning and fire just like slashes through your minds. I need the both of you to take 4 points of psychic damage as this force in the room just claws through your brains. Rip, you don't understand what's happening to either of them. You're just standing there watching this happen.
Stop it! Whatever you're doing, stop it! And start smashing random things in the room.
Jacqueline, Eli, you both sort of like reach up to your ears. The pain sort of eventually starts to subside. It feels like it's been an hour, but really it's been sort of like mere moments. And you both sort of reach up to a damp sensation to the sides of your head and realize that your ears are bleeding. You see Rip smashing at whatever it is that he can sort of find in the room. But Rip, there's no response to this challenge. There's no response to this aggression.
Don't you care?
Rip, we should just let's just
You alright?
leave this one. Yeah. Yes. Just loud.
Oh, sorry.
Some strange frequency. It's fine. No, let's just leave this room. For now, we can tell Van Richten what happened, but... Eli, are you alright? Don't lick
Sorry.
it.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm okay. What was that?
I'm just gonna slowly be backing out of the room.
Any that mean anything to any of you? Betrayal? Silvera?
Jacqueline, you
board
back
game?
into someone.
Great, who is it?
Miss Montag, Rip. It's Rip, right? Erasmus is standing in the room. Whoa, what?
Erasmus,
do you need backup? Should we be any? This sort of starts to draw his short sword.
I'll just kind of catch his wrist and just sort of a hand on the shoulder to sort of guide him out of the room. No, we should probably... I don't think the sword will help. How much has your father told you about this house and its history?
As much as we know about it, which isn't a lot.
The name Silvera, Dranzor mean anything to you?
I mean, Silver was the name of the owner of the castle.
Until
the other one, no, not so. Hey, are you good? May I?
Yes.
Sort of like reaches up and sort of checks. Hang on, and produces a handkerchief. My man, are you too? Come here. Sort of gestures to Eli.
In your direction.
Oh, no, it's fine. I got my own.
Good on you, man. And he sort of tries to help clean up Jacqueline a little bit.
Thank you.
And points her. You okay?
Summit unfriendly in that ballroom. And
Noted.
it's got a grudge.
Noted. I was sent to look for you. My father's about ready for you.
Good. Let's go then. I'm gonna hand Erasmus the bottle of wine that I've been carrying, and then I'll move past him and.
Cheers.
Hey, Jacqueline. I mean, Miss. What did you mean his short sword wouldn't be much good, or?
Well, did you see anything there that you could hit with a sword?
No, but I mean, I use magic. Who knows? Maybe there's just someone hiding somewhere playing tricks on us. Maybe it's part of the test.
He's handy.
But do you really want... It's very possible. Do you really want to push it after what just happened to us?
I don't know. I don't think I would prefer it to keep catching us off guard like that.
Rip, what do you think? You want to try to find this voice?
You can find me something I can smash. Feel a sight better.
Well, if I could recommend, it seems like y'all have been through the ringer. If I could recommend regrouping, and then maybe we'll go find something to smash together.
Sure.
Yes.
The three of you return to the parlor. You head back down the hallway. You walk past the shelves where someone came for Rip's neck. Walk back through the foyer and into the parlor. The three of you return. The lighting is low. It's very moody. Van Richten is standing at the center table. He looks to be sort of preparing the chairs just so, and actually it kind of looks up surprised. And it's your timing is good. I was about to come find you. Please, the three of you, come in.
Oh. Not to send your son to find us, Erasmus.
Erasmus sent you here.
He's just, I turn, is he not there?
No.
Oh my god.
Perhaps I got the name wrong. Your son, who's here, and helping with all of this.
Well, I'm sure he'll be along shortly. Please, the three of you. Miss Montag, Eli, what happened? Rip, please, what happened? You've seen something?
I'm starting
Perhaps
to
more
understand
than
why you
seen
didn't want to
something.
look around the house yourself.
Strange magic. Illusion, possibly.
Interesting.
It might be
Or
someone in the
someone's idea of
walls.
a joke.
Yes.
Someone in the
grabbed.
walls.
Yeah, someone grabbed Rip, and then I think they cast some sort of spell on us in the ballroom. That's my best guess.
Yes,
They
shouting
wanted
out
us to make it-
names. Lady Silvera, Dranzorg.
They asked us for a choice.
What was the choice?
Join the Silver Lady, or watch her be executed.
Be entombed
join
in
her
walls
and be
or
executed.
leave.
Or
Interesting. Well, Rip, my time has not been wasted, while the three of you have bravely volunteered to scout the house. I have been making preparations within the parlor, perhaps to help us find more answers. Please, the three of you, have a seat.
Do so.
Sure.
The three of you sort of sit down, each take a seat around this round table. Van Richten takes a seat at the fourth chair. I must ask you, have any of the three of you ever attended or participated in a seance?
can't say as I have.
Yes.
No.
I traveled with someone who put them on. Part of a show.
The parlor tricks you were referring to earlier.
Exactly.
And yet I tell you, Ms. Montag, whether you believe in such things or not, well, whether any of you believe in such things or not, what we do tonight will, if we are fortunate, and he picks up the planchette and sort of gives Eli a glance. I have a feeling that we will be fortunate. Will aid us in our communication with whatever it is that holds this house in its grip, whatever it is that gave you that choice, and whatever it is that came through that wall. Now, reach out and take each other's hands. Close your eyes, my friends. You are safe here while I am with you. Well done, Eli. Well done. Focus on each other. Feel the sensation of your spirit, of your energy passing from one to the next. Now, Ms. Montag, break the circle and place your hands on the planchette. Focus. You feel the planchette start to move under your touch. Van Richten very carefully watching the letters that it touches. You feel the sensation. You can feel it. The lights growing dimmer and the darkness closing in. Spirits of this house, we are strangers who come openly and without malice. We seek only to know your stories and to help you find peace. We four entreat you to make your presence known.
Is anything happening? Sorry.
Jacqueline, as you are watching the planchette, it moves to a W, to an E, to an L, to a C, to an O, to an M, and to an E.
Welcome.
And as you say that, you can feel the lights lifting in the room, whatever that darkened moment has passed. Open your eyes, my friends. We are not alone. And you feel that with every bit of your bodies, you feel that there is a fifth party present. Jacqueline, the planchette continues to move under your hands. S E E K T H E W I T C H S T O N E.
Seek the witch stone.
And as you speak it, one of the portraits on the parlor walls falls with a smash and a clang from the wall, and the lights return.
Quite convincing.
Quite.
What's a witch stone? Anyways, I've never heard of such a thing.
And that is a question, my friends, that we will answer next week as we continue playing the House of Lament. And welcome to level 2, my friends.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, I love leveling up.
Should
we do it now?
Best. You can do it now. You want to do it now? You guys have earned it. Do it now. Hit them levels.
Oh,
what you
man.
guys thinking?
Hit them levels. Oh,
You know,
so
with D&D
sad.
Beyond, managing your levels is easy.
It is. You just go in there and boom. Change
Hey,
it.
thank you guys. I appreciate the three of you so much playing with me through this story. I love this tale. Thank you so much to the writers of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft for just really bringing this world to life on the page for us. We appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And You know, it strikes me earlier today. I was like, man, I really wish that we were getting to do this one in person, because, you know, I was thinking about the seance and actually being able to do it and having the board. But, you know, it's weird silver linings to how this year has gone. We wouldn't have Melly at this table if we were playing in person, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be able to play this game with you, my friend, all the way up there in Wolverine country in Canada. Thank you guys so much. And as this crew continues their journey to level 2, we will see all of you right here next week as we continue our game of House of Lament. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time. Be safe.